What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cap Show. The NBA Finals is right around the corner. I couldn't be more excited, even though my Los Angeles Lakers lost Game 1 at Denver. Look, I'm not really worried about it. I still like the Lakers in 5 or 6 to win out and go to the NBA Finals and ultimately play the Boston Celtics in the Finals this year. I think it's history. Yes, I understand, the Miami Heat are a great team with Jimmy Butler, a.k.a. Jimmy Buckets. Shout out to Jimmy Buckets, but I just don't think the Miami Heat have the better team than the Boston Celtics, what they got to match up. But first and foremost, Game 1 of the Lakers game, Lakers were getting blown out all game until the fourth quarter. They come back, and really we saw LeBron James miss the game-tying three. Yes, I understand a lot of LeBron haters say that's not GOAT status, but let me tell you, being down, 18, maybe even 20 at one point, it's crazy they come back from that. That tells me that the Lakers are battle-tested. They came out a little rusty in Game 1, even though AD had 40. I think that was really a quiet 40, though. I look at Anthony Davis and say, man, that 40? To me, that was really a quiet one, even though I think Jokic got the better of him. Jokic had 34 points, 21 boards, and 14 assists against AD. Basically made AD look like a freaking bitch, dude. Like, straight up. Like, it was just like, dude, AD, I understand AD can get his own shot and this and that, but I just think when it comes to defensive side, it's just like, where's AD at? Jokic was just bodying him, just manhandling him, doing whatever he could do against AD to say, hey, I'm going to get my buckets on you whether you like it or not. And I just think Jokic all around is just a better player than Anthony Davis right now. I think Anthony Davis is weak in the post. I think he does need to get stronger in the post, absolutely. But looking at LeBron, going back to LeBron missing the game-tying three, I think LeBron in Game 2, he just needs to go at Denver. You could go to the bucket literally every time. Nobody can guard you on Denver. So if I'm LeBron James, I'm getting in low post every single time, and I'm saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to post you up. I'm going to hit a fadeaway jumper, or I'm just going to take it in for a layup or a dunk. If I'm LeBron, that's what you have to do. And we saw the defense step up for the Lakers in the second half, but the first half was horrible for the Los Angeles Lakers. No defense, no charges, and I'm looking at Dennis Schroeder saying, dude, you got to play some defense, right? I really do, but I think the adjustments that the Los Angeles Lakers need to make is Hashimura. He needs to start, dude. 17 points off the bench. He can play defense. He can do it all, and I think he needs to start. I think Austin Reeves should come off the bench, even though Reeves did have a pretty good game in Game 1. I think he had 23 points. It was really quiet 23, but he did hit some big threes. He missed a big three late, but I give it up to Austin Reeves. I never would have thought Austin Reeves would start 4 or 5 months ago. Nobody did. Everybody would have been like, dude, you're crazy, Cap, if you think Austin Reeves would be like one of the stars on the Lakers right now. But he is. But I'm not trying to disrespect Austin Reeves. I just think Hashimura right now, what he's got going, I think he needs to start in Game 2 and going forward for the Lakers right now. But Jamal Murray, 31 points. Dude, Jamal Murray, he's just a baller. That's what he is. He's a baller. He could get up any shot he wants, and that's the thing. I look at him, Murray, and say, damn, dude, like, how can you guard that? He's just so smooth, so nice. His just shot is just pure. It really is. He's just nice jumper. He can create his own space. But I think the X factor for the Denver Nuggets right now, coming off the bench, is Bruce Brown. He's their X factor with that crazy dunk in the third quarter in Game 1. That was crazy, and that really energized the Denver crowd. I think he's the X factor type player. He's that guy that's going to give you a boost for Denver. He's going to give you that edge. He's going to give you that spark that you need, right? But I just think for the Lakers right now in Game 2, the adjustments, AD and LeBron, you guys got to go at them. You got to go to the hole every single time. If I'm LeBron, don't even settle for threes unless you're wide open, right? But for LeBron, just take it in the cup every single time. I understand he's been 20 years plus in the league, 38 years of age. Still, though, so many people want to give up the excuse and say LeBron's past his prime, he's washed up, this and that. Stop it. What are they going to say when LeBron James wins his 5th NBA championship this year, his 5th Finals MVP? What are they going to say? What's the narrative going to be? I cannot wait to hear all the LeBron haters at the end of this summer and see what excuse they're going to have to come up with, come up with something, because LeBron James and Los Angeles Lakers understand that, hey, I'm 8 games away from bringing a title back to LA since 2020. And then before that was 2010 with Kobe and Pau Gasol and Ron Artest. I mean, it's amazing, right? I'm going on LeBron. And I took the Lakers to win the whole thing back a couple months ago at plus 4,200, which is insane, right? Right now it's like plus 375. So, I mean, it skyrocketed down. I took it at the right time. Why? Because of LeBron. Because he's the best player. And I understand a lot of people say Jokic is the best player right now playing in the NBA with the 4 teams left. No, dude. Overall IQ all around the board is LeBron James. That's who the best player is. Okay, LeBron understands every single assignment that they have to do. Does Jokic? I mean, Jokic is a big guy, dude. He's not a point guard. He's not calling every single play here. LeBron James is more valuable to his team than Jokic is. Now, I'm not trying to take away anything from Jokic. He's a great player, one of the best centers the game have seen in a long time, right? I would probably say since Shaq. But, regardless, I think Jokic right now, he's in a good spot. Really. I do believe that against AD matched up physically, mentally, but I just think overall for LeBron James, the greatness of LeBron, witness LeBron James since he came into the league in 2003. I think this is his year right now, dude. That year 20 for LeBron. This is it, dude, right here. I want to see it. I do. I want to see it. I want to see LeBron win it, and I think that's really what's going to happen. But the Los Angeles Lakers are going to have to play some defense. They're going to have to guard Jamal Murray. They're going to have to guard Bruce Brown coming off the bench. And obviously, AD is going to have to make some adjustments against Jokic, because if AD is going to get body against Jokic, the Lakers could very well lose this series. Absolutely, but I'm taking the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm taking them all the way. Why? Because of GOAT James, LeBron James. Everybody stand up. And then we got the Boston versus the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. Look, I'm going Boston here. I think Boston win in 6 and 7 games, somewhere around there. I just think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the X factors for the Boston Celtics moving forward. This is their time. Game 1's tonight. I think moving forward for the Boston Celtics, you guys going to have to win here. You're at the home, win game 1, even though I do think Miami Heat, if they were to win in the first 3 games, game 1 would be the game here. I think Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo, obviously Tyler Hero's out. I just think for Jimmy Butler, you're going to have to get your buckets, right? I mean, who's going to be matched up on Jimmy Butler? That's going to be interesting. I think Jaylen Brown and Jimmy Butler are going to be matched up together. But I just think right now, for Jimmy Butler, he understands that, hey, I'm going to have to get 40-plus this game here in game 1, steal a game. And I think this is the game. If the Miami Heat are going to take one in Boston, it's game 1 right here, right now. And I think, for Miami Heat, their experience with Coach Spoelstra, he's been there with the Heat, with D. Wade and LeBron and Chris Bosh when they won back-to-back championships back in 2012 and 13. That was a great time, right? But I think that obviously it's a way different Miami Heat team. They got Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry. He's nice. I just think really a lot of people are sleeping on the Miami Heat right now. I think the Miami Heat are going to make this a really competitive series, and I think if Boston takes them lightly, Boston could be the one looking back here. So I think Boston needs to take this very seriously and say, hey, Miami Heat's here for a reason. They were the 8th seed, but right now they're coming into our house, and they're really on fire right now with Jimmy Butler, a.k.a. Jimmy Bucket. So I think Jimmy Butler's the X factor for the Miami Heat. Obviously, he's their best player, and they're going to have to go through him every single offensive possession. Is Jimmy Butler. Same thing with the Los Angeles Lakers. Every single possession goes through LeBron James or Anthony Davis. So I think for the Miami Heat, if they were to steal a game, it would be game 1. It really would. But ultimately, I'm going Boston. They're just deep right now. I think they're good coach. And like I said, Jaylen Brown, he's really due for really a big breakout right here for Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown has a little bit more upside right now than Jason Tatum. But I think Jason Tatum, the only reason I say that is Jason Tatum's so inconsistent some games. Some games, we see him dropping 50-plus like he did on Philly. And then other games, he's dropping a quiet 20, if that, with a bad game. So I just think the inconsistency with Jason Tatum, that's my only concern. Some games he's great. Other games he's just washed up. So I want to see the great Jason Tatum. That's the Jason Tatum we want to see tonight in game 1 against the Miami Heat. That's what they need to do. So obviously I'm going to go Boston. I think they win in 6. against the Miami Heat in a close one. I think, ultimately it's written in the stars. I do believe it's going to be Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics. What a rivalry. All the way goes back to, Magic in the Bird days, back in the 80s before I was even born. That's the whole old history of the Boston Celtics, Lakers, even back in the 60s, way before Larry and Magic. So I think this is great. I think it's good for the NBA. I think it's good for viewership, absolutely, if somehow Boston and the Lakers end up meeting in the finals. But right now, the Miami Heat's got to go into game one and steal a game. Either game one or game two, or it's going to be a long series for the Miami Heat. So I got the Miami Heat maybe with the upset game one tonight. But overall, I'm going with the Boston Celtics. I'm going with the Celtics in 6, maybe even 5, if anything. But I like the Boston Celtics to reach the NBA Finals with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They got some dogs. And then obviously I'm still sticking to the Los Angeles Lakers, even though they're down 1-0 right now. We look at LeBron James' career and realize, hey, he's been down 1-0 in a lot of games. We go back to the 2012 NBA Finals where LeBron took an L in game 1 against KD, Westbrook, and James Harden. He took an L, and then what happened after that in game 1? Game 2, LeBron came back, won game 2, won 4 straight, and won in 5 games. So to anybody say that the Los Angeles Lakers are done with LeBron James is silly. It's absolutely ignorant, dude. I mean, crazy. We go back to 2016, dude, in the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors. He won in game 3, lost game 1 and game 2, so he went down 0-2. Then he went 2-1. 3-1, and the only team ever to come back 3-1 ever, dude, is the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016 with the GOAT, LeBron James. So never count out LeBron and the Lakers, okay? Like, we have to understand that Denver probably played its best half of basketball in the first half ever they did all season with Jokic and throwing up crazy threes that they're hitting every single time. I think that luck's going to run out, and I think the Lakers are going to take game 2, and they're going to win in 6 games. That's what the Los Angeles Lakers are going to do, because they got the GOAT LeBron James. I cannot wait for the NBA Finals. It's the Clodo and Cam show. Let's go!